It's getting colder, and with energy prices rocketing, people are lighting fires and stoves to try to save on the central heating. Wood fuel companies are reporting an increase in sales. Online searches for stove servicing and chimney sweeping are also well up this year compared with last. But is it really that much cheaper? Our reporter Sam Fennick has been talking about all that with David Sudworth. He's a chimney sweep in Manchester.
It's fairly early in the morning. The milk hasn't been delivered yet, but some people are starting to take their dogs out for an early morning walk. We've come to a terrace of red brick Victorian houses, which you'd imagine all would have had open fires back in the day. David, you're in the back of your van sorting out the equipment that you need for this house this morning.
Many customers have not used their fires for a long time, but they're now starting to contact us. We're getting calls from Liverpool, from Manchester, from Wigan, from Stockport. They're saying, can you come sweep our chimney because we'd like to start using it? And one of the big issues that they're mentioning is the rising fuel bills. They want to turn to alternative sources of fuel, and they want to burn in a responsible way as well.
Even with the mild weather that we've got at the moment, I mean, I've just got out of the car, even at this time, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's about 11, 12 degrees, isn't it? So people are still looking to light their fires in this milder weather.
They do. People like to use them at evenings and weekends because obviously with it being dark nights, they want a bit of hygge in their house. Morning, David.
Hello,
Chimney sweep. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Come in.
Thank you very much. This chimney is quite bendy, so you have to do a bit of pushing and twisting on the chimney rods to make sure it gets around the bend.
So what you're doing is you're pushing the brush up the chimney, and then as you push it up, you'll disrupt all the soot and the vacuum will suck it up.
Yeah, most of it, yeah. I'm also I can feel the chimney through the rods. It sounds a bit David Blaine-ish, but you can actually feel where the chimney goes and what's there, and experience tells you when there's something there that shouldn't be there, if there's a massive obstruction like a bird's nest or anything in the chimney that shouldn't be there.
What sort of things do you find up the chimney then?
Usually old soot, mortar. I have found the odd Christmas letter to Santa as well.
Ah, what were they asking for?
I had one that asked for a Scale Electric, so I imagine that was sometime maybe in the 1980s. And another one was a Buzz Lightyear, so obviously a bit more recent.
Why is it important then to have your chimney swept regularly?
Well, first of all, to make sure that the soot is out, because soot is flammable. So if you have a build-up of soot, you can end up with a chimney fire, and no one wants a chimney fire at all. But also it's important that you speak to a sweep, purely because they can give you advice and guidance on how to get the best out of your fire, how to burn responsibly. There's a big emphasis on that at the moment. Because
now it's a legal requirement, isn't it, to only burn approved logs and smokeless fuel at home. Do you find that your customers understand that new law?
People know that there's rules, but they're not entirely sure what rules apply to them, so that's why a lot of them end up asking their chimney sweep, what can I burn, what's right for this area? So this area is a smoke control area, so in a smoke control area, if you're using an open fire, you're only meant to burn smokeless fuel.
I've just moved into the dining room now, into this beautiful old Victorian house. David's still sweeping your chimney. Yep. Claire's here. Claire owns this place. Now, the people that sell wood-burning stoves, they're called the Stove Industry Alliance. They've done some calculations and they reckon it would cost around £420 to use a log burner on evenings and weekends during the winter months, compared to £480 for gas heating for the average household for the same period under the current price cap. Is that a motivation for you? Is that why you've got David here sweeping the chimney this morning?
It is, yeah. In the winter months, we do have a tendency to light the fire and then switch off all the central heating and the radiators, so that we're just heating the one room that we're utilising at that time. So there is a motivation to save money.
And would you say you're more motivated to do that now because of this massive spike in gas prices?
Yeah, definitely, and that's one of the reasons why we're getting the chimney swept.
So you think you'll be lighting the fire tonight now then?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Perfect weather for it, perfect time of year. That's great, thank you.
That was Sam Fennick out with David Sudworth.